Hi everyone, I'm Christina, Chief Creative Officer at AEO GEO Squirrly, and today's feature is one you use constantly once you know it's there. Inspect URL. Right from your WordPress dashboard, go to Posts or Posts, and by going to any published article, you can simply click Inspect. In a few seconds, Squirrly pulls a full technical, SEO and GEO breakdown of the exact page. Everything from load time to whether AI agents can actually read and understand it. So let's walk through what you get. The very first thing you see is a live screenshot of the page, and this isn't just decoration. This is one of the most important parts of the whole tool. The screenshot confirms that the AI crawlers and search engines can actually see your content, not a blank page, not a site under construction screen, not a login wall, or a broken template. If this screenshot looks wrong, nothing else in this report matters, because it means AI systems might be seeing the same wrong broken thing. Think of it as a sanity check that runs before every other check. Right below the screenshot, we have URL stats. That shows your loading time and whether gzip compression is on. The load time is taken in real time, not approximated, so it might be a bit higher than you might see in other tools. Speed affects both user experience and how willing AI crawlers are to fully render your page. Then you get the full meta breakdown, and it's worth pausing here, because every field in this section fits GEO in its own way. Meta title and meta descriptions are two of the clearest, most concise summaries of a page that exist anywhere, so answer engines lean on them heavily when deciding what a page is about and whether it deserves to be cited. The duplicate checks matters because if several pages on the site share the same title or description, an engine can't tell which one is the authoritative one, so it might end up trusting none of them. Meta robots tell crawlers whether they even allow to index and follow the page at all. Get a setting wrong and it doesn't matter how good the rest of the report looks, the page is invisible. Canonical link tells engine which URL is the real one, when similar content exists in more than one place, so citations and authority consolidate onto a single page instead of splitting across duplicates. Favicon and encoding are smaller signals, but they still contribute to how complete and trustworthy a page looks to an authoritative reader. Viewport confirms the page is mobile-friendly. Put together, this is the foundation every search and AI engine reads first, before it even gets to the actual words. Next, the Open Graph and Twitter card data. This controls exactly how your page looks when it's shared on Facebook, LinkedIn, X, anywhere a link gets pasted. You get your OG title, description, image, type, and same for the Twitter card. The Twitter card also includes the card type, image, and your linked Twitter handle. It's easy to forget that this is even part of GEO, but AI engines and social platforms both use this data to understand what a page is about before anyone even clicks. And here's the part people miss. The data doesn't just control how your own post looks, it controls what your page looks like every single time someone else links to it. A journalist referencing you, a forum thread, another site quoting your article. That's exactly the kind of third-party mentions answer engines are watching for. Being cited and linked to from other independent sites is one of the strongest trust signals in GEO. It tells an AI engine you are recognized outside your own domain, not just self-promoting. Clean Open Graph and Twitter data makes sure every one of those outside mentions shows an accurate professional preview of your brand instead of a broken or generic one. Below that, JSON-LD shows exactly which structured data types are live on that page. This is the schema answer engines use to lift content directly into their responses, instead of having to guess at the structure themselves from raw HTML. And article words gives you a hard number for content depth. This isn't about hitting some arbitrary word count target. It's a proxy for whether a page actually earns, is claimed to be the best answer on a topic, versus a thin page that raises a question without fully resolving it. Answer engines are essentially choosing between competing sources for every query. Depth is one of the clearest signals of which source did the more complete job. Then we have the GEO AEO answer readiness, and it's calculated fresh for each individual URL you inspect. We have the direct answer block. Somewhere near the top, this page states its answer in plain language before anything else. No throat clearing, no 3 paragraphs of setup first. That's the exact shape an answer engine is trying to lift straight into its response. Then we have question headings. Headings on this page are phrased as actual questions, the way someone would really type them into ChatGPT or ask Perplexity out loud. That's what lets an answer engine match a real user question directly to a specific section of your page, instead of having to interpret a vague keyword heading and guess whether it's relevant. Then we have lists and tables. 35 separate lists and tables on one page is an enormous amount of pre-chunked, easy-to-read structured steps comparison criteria. That's exactly the format answer engines reuse instead of having to rewrite a wall of paragraphs themselves. Then we have content depth. Almost 3,000 words means there's room to cover not just the headline question, but the follow-up questions around it too, which is what separates a source that gets fully cited from one that gets a passing mention. Then we have answer ready schema and content freshness. The schema is confirming exactly what the content already shows. This page is current. Put all 6 of those together and you get a page that isn't just findable, is citable. And that's what makes Inspect so useful. It's the exact same GEO thinking from the full site audit, but zoom into a single URL so you always know precisely what's already working and what to fix next. Scrolling down, you get every image found on the page, listed by file name and path. And this particular guide is honestly a great example of doing this right. Look at the names. Why does GEO matter for auto repair shops and dealerships? Use real question as your headings. GEO for automotive business, a beginner guide to generative engine optimization. Every file name is basically a mini answer in itself. File names matters more than people think. An AI system reading this page doesn't just see pictures. It sees a caption-like clue about exactly what that image is illustrating. Compare that to a file still named IMG that tells the AI absolutely nothing. One file name in here particularly makes this whole point by itself. Get mentioned and review on other sites, not just your own GEO for automotive business, a beginner guide to generative engine optimization. That's the same third-party trust signals we just talked about with Open Graph. Being mentioned and reviewed elsewhere, not just publishing on your own domain. It's part of what tells an answer engine you're a real, independently recognized source, not just talking about yourself. Below that, we have SEO image, no external do-follow links. We have some no-follow links and some do-follow links site-wide, and we can also see the inner links over here for a fast read on your linking structure, all without ever leaving this page, and that's Inspect URL. One click from right inside your WordPress dashboard, and you get a screenshot, the metadata, the social previews, the schema, and the exact GEO answer readiness breakdown for that page. Next time you publish something, don't just publish and walk away. Click Inspect. Check the screenshot first, then work down the list.